Invincible is here and I cannot be more excited. Amazon did not let me down at all. This is my second favorite comic, second only to One Piece. This is an amazing comic. It has all the coming of age stuff. It's everything in a superhero comic that you want. And they did an amazing job putting this into an animated series. Before we start the review of this amazing first episode, this amazing show, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Bearded Blurred on Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. All right, let's get started. Now, it does seem like this series is going to stay true to the comic. It is moving pretty fast, so I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but I am going to point out things like foreshadowing things you should be paying attention to. So the show starts off like superhero fashion. The villain comes and attacks, and pay attention to these two villains because they come back and they do play part of the story, all right? That's some foreshadowing there. Now, we have the Guardians of the Globe, who are basically like the Justice League, and you'll see throughout the series that they play on a lot of superhero tropes that you'll see in other comics, like you have seen in other comics, and it's pretty cool and funny how they put it in there. So after the heroes save the day, we're introduced to Mark Grayson. Now, Mark Grayson's just waiting for his powers to unfold and come into fruition. But then we're introduced to Omni-Man and his wife, of course. Now, Omni-Man is the strongest superhero on the entire planet. Now, Omni-Man and his son was born on Earth. Omni-Man was from a planet called Voltron, and he's part of a race called Voltromites. The Voltromites are like Superman if he had no weaknesses and didn't have his X-ray vision, his ice breath, or his super breath. They're basically a planet full of Supermans who are Superman all the time. They're strong as hell, and they can live for hundreds of years. They're not to be fucked with. But we're gonna get into that, and the show will get into that much later. So we're introduced to his best friend, who's always there for him regardless. I've seen some people complaining about, oh, he wasn't gay in the comics. Yes, he was. If he was reading the comics, he was gay. At first, he was figuring out sexuality, and then he eventually figured out, hey, I'm actually into men. So this change really isn't a change. He just expedited the process and then make you saved on plot. No change at all. And they did make a change to Amber, which I did like this change. She used to be a blonde white girl. Now she's a black woman. She's not really that damsel in distress, and she's even able to stand up to the bully when Mark was trying to stand up to the bully, but got his ass kicked twice. So, well, not really twice. He kind of let that happen, but we'll get into that later. Another thing I like about this show is that Mark is coming into his powers, and he's learning how to use his powers. He didn't just get up and just learn everything. He's taking some L's. He's learning some lessons, and there's even a cool scenes with his dad teaching him about his powers and who they are and what does it mean to be a Voltromite, right? It even gets a little real when his dad hits him with that haymaker, and he's like, hold up, I can't. And it's a whole new reality for Mark that he had to realize. It's like, people are going to hit you hard. You got to be able to get back up. But it also leans to some other stuff that's kind of getting real. Now, this kind of inspires Mark to kind of go out on his own, make his own little makeshift costume, and tries to, prove that he can do this, prove that, he is worthy of being a superhero like his dad, because that's who he really wants to be like. He wants to be like his dad. He's looking for his father's validation and approval, and that's also a recurring theme throughout the series. So can we talk about the animation? The animation is great. It's really great fight scenes. Even the scene after he gets his costume, he takes on the mantle of Invincible, which I love how they say his name. You'll see that. You see the animation style, you see how he's flying through this skyscrapers and stuff, and even the fight scene here, it's just done really well. Amazing animation on the fight scenes. And then also, well, from this point on, we're talking spoilers. I just want you to know that. You've been warned. Spoilers. Now, this scene right here, animated beautifully. Now, we're not going to get into the crazy betrayal that just happened here and how that is kind of playing into the rest of the series, and you're going to see why his dad had that puzzled look on his face. But damn, can we see how gory? And this is why I'm so excited about the show, because they kept true to how it is. In the comic, it's gory like this, because the Voltromites are really strong, and they fight like this. They punch through bodies and faces and heads, and they snap arms and chop heads off with the. It's great. It's amazing. It's a great show, and that's why I'm like, when I saw this scene happening, I was just like, yes, thank you. Don't water it down. Don't water it down at all. Like the boys, they watered it down a little bit, and they kind of had to. The boys is a little, but this, I'm glad they kept it true to form and true to the comic, and I'm excited what they're going to do next. Now, I know all 3 episodes are out on Amazon Prime, but maybe you're taking your time watching the episodes. So why do you think Omni-Man betrayed the Guardians of the Globe? Let me know what you feel in the comments below. Why do you feel like he got so aggressive and he's so concerned about Mark getting his powers? Is he planning for a hostile takeover? What's the deal? Let me know how you feel in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Bearded Blurred on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hope you enjoyed the content.